Hello, welcome back to the channel, and hello if you're new. I'm Rose, and this is ThereGoesRose. I film bookish videos mainly, and with the occasional travel or hiking video, camping, that kind of thing. Do subscribe if you're interested in any of that. But today I am filming my autumn book haul. So yeah, I'm here with my autumn book haul. I have got 9 books that I've picked up over autumn. A lot of these were gifts, which is really nice, and some books I picked up at a conference. A lot of these are poetry as well. So I went to a reading conference and got a couple of free books, and the first one is Alphabet by Inga Christensen, translated by Susanna Mead. This is a poetry book, however she does write children's book, essays, fiction and drama. And this is poetry that she's written over 40 years. I've not heard of her before, so it'll be really interesting to delve into this book, not knowing much about it. And to be honest, I'll probably read this and then donate it to work. So people at work, I work with a lot of volunteers, and they can have a read and use it in their groups. The next book I picked up in autumn, again from the conference, is another poetry collection, and it's Centres of Cataclysm. And this is a collection, I believe, of translated poetry so it's poems from around the world. I love this idea. It's a huge poetry collection. So under each poem, it will tell you where it's translated from, and also there's information about the author. So I'm quite looking forward to kind of maybe just picking this up as and when I fancy a little bit of poetry. I probably won't read it in one sitting. So with a smaller poetry, I probably would read that in one small sitting and kind of read it all together, probably in bed with a cup of tea. However, when it's a bit chunkier, I do like to have this on my nightstand and just maybe read a couple before bed or in the morning before work. So yeah, this will be quite nice for these to kind of sit on my shelf. The last book I got from the conference is What Literature Can Do, and this is by the Readers Shared Reading. And I think this is all about their shared reading groups. I think there might be some poetry in there, some quotes. There's things written by authors about why literature is so great and how it brings people together. It's kind of more, I'd say, magazine-y opposed to book. It does feel like a book. It's not magazine pages. But yeah, just as an example of a page. So again, I think I'll have this on my coffee table as coffee table reads, and I like to have a nice little stack on there. So that will make a good addition to that. Okay, the next 2 books are graphic novels. So I've just stopped the subscription actually, mainly because it's Christmas and I've got quite a big catalogue now of graphic novels that I still haven't read. So I thought I'll pause my subscription. But I used to get a subscription service to the graphic novel station, and every month they sent you 1 or 2 graphic novels in the post, along with something edible, so normally an edible treat and a bookmark to go with the theme of that box. The next book I've got are The Hills of Estrella Roja, by Ashley Robinson Franklin. I'm trying to remember, I think the theme for October was spooky, which makes sense because Halloween. And the main kind of bit of the blurb says, sometimes dreams do come true. Nightmares are technically dreams after all. I've had a quick flick through. I do quite like the art style in this. I find that quite aesthetically pleasing. So what's the book about? When college freshman Kat Fields receives a mysterious email urging her to visit a relatively unknown Texas town with a history of witchcraft. I can't talk today. Strange sightings and devil lights glowing red stars that appear above the town's hills every night. She ditches her plans, because why wouldn't you, for spring break and take a solo road trip to investigate. Now, I would do that, but not solo. But she's doing it for her podcast, which is called Paranormal Texas. And at the end it says, "You'll stay spooky." So I think it's YA. I think it's going to be a bit spooky, probably a little bit adorable, as well as working for a book festival. I do work in radio, sound and podcasting, and so it's quite up my street, this, so I'll probably get to this quite soon. Second graphic novel from my autumnal haul is Ali. Every night, a young man hears children playing outside his boarding house, but the alley below his window is fenced off from the world. Then, when a young woman's family starts acting strangely at the same time, she begins having bizarre dreams. She decides to stay with her aunt, but the town she heads for has neither addresses nor roads. Also, an all-you-can-eat ice cream bus that's more sinister than sweet. And apparently Junji is a legendary horror author, and this presents 10 blood-curdling short stories. It sounds a bit scary. Doesn't look too scary because it's graphic art. We'll see. It's not a book I'd pick up, but I am intrigued about the unlimited ice cream. That doesn't sound pleasant. I have got 2 more poetry books to share. Apparently I picked up quite a lot of poetry across autumn and didn't realise. So the next book I picked up was Ted Hughes' Collected Poems for Children. I'm trying to get a few more children's books for my shelves because I've got quite a few friends now with children, my best friend Dee, she's got 2 children, and they come around quite a lot, and I don't have any children's, kind of little children's books on my shelves. So I went to a book fair and there was lots of secondhand books, and I saw this collection and I thought it looked really lovely. I'll definitely read this as well. Like, I'll probably put this on my bedside table. It kind of looks like snow as well, so it's giving me like Christmas vibes. And obviously we're getting closer to Christmas. It's got lovely illustrations in as well. Like, I love that front illustration. I don't think I've read much of Ted Hughes' poetry before, so I'm quite looking forward to this. And this was 99p, which I think is a bargain. The next poetry book I've got to share, I am so excited for this poetry book. It's Post-Colonial Banter. I saw this lady at a poetry event, so I went to Derby Poetry Festival, and I saw quite a lot of poets, and there's lots of inspiring poets, but she really stood out to me with her poetry. It was very moving. It was a very, how to describe it, kind of gutsy. It made you think. It was very in-your-face poetry. I got a bit tearful at one, and then one made me angry. So I was having a lot of emotions as an audience member. So I went and spoke to her afterwards, and yes, I was very happy. I got it signed, which is always lovely. So I'm going to read this and then donate it to the project that I work for, because I think this would be really good for the community groups we run in our local community. I then have 2 children's books that I picked up from that book fair I mentioned. The first one is a bear called Paddington. Now, I love Paddington. My auntie Karen loves Paddington as well. So I thought I'd pick this up, and then if she's not read it, I might pass it on to her. I've never read Paddington. I've enjoyed watching the movies. I've been called Paddington before, though I don't understand this. So I used to wear a yellow raincoat quite a lot, and at the time someone used to refer to me as Paddington, but Paddington's raincoat's blue, and I'm only just realising this for the first time, kind of putting it together. I kind of knew subconsciously that Paddington's coat's blue. I've seen lots of images of Paddington, but I never questioned it when I was being called Paddington for my yellow rain mac, until I saw the book cover and I was like, hold on a minute, Paddington's coat's blue. So, but this is the first adventures of Paddington Bear. The next children's book I picked up was Don't Up Feed the Squirrels by Mika Song, love a pun. This is a graphic novel. I thought it looked really cute. It also looks quite autumnal, which I love. And it's all about squirrels. And I have a squirrel that lives on my garden. I think it does. It's on my garden a lot. It nicks food out the bird feeder. It's currently at war with my dog. So most mornings, the squirrel's on the bird feeder, and my dog goes out and she chases the squirrel and she watches it run up this tree. And the squirrel is so fast for my dog. I'm not worried about this squirrel. And my dog's not ever got close to the squirrel because my dog collar what's going on with my hair, because my dog's collar will like jingle as well, like the quill's got a massive head start. So I just saw it and I thought for 99p I'd pick it up and add it to my graphic novel shelves, and for a book for when children are coming around my house. I've got 2 more books to share. So the next one is YA, and it's Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. So I love Heartstopper, the graphic novels. I like the TV series on Netflix, but I've not read any more from Alice Oseman, so I've kind of been wanting to pick up one of her books. When I saw it at the book fair at 99p from the same stand I got all the others, I thought I've got to pick it up. It's meant to be. And I read you the blurb. It says, Frances is a study machine with one goal. Nothing will stand in her way. Not friends, not a guilty secret, not even the person she is on the inside. Then she meets Aled, and for the first time, she's unafraid to be herself. So when the fragile trust between them is broken, Frances is caught between who she was and who she longs to be. Now she knows that she has to confront her past to confess why Kyrus disappeared. Frances is going to need every bit of courage she has. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think when I do get around to this, it'll be quite a nice, quick read. The very last book that I got in autumn was from a book subscription I get called The Locked Library. I'm going to give you a little teaser. Look at those sprayed edges. They are gorgeous. So this is The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. Quite a nice autumnal read, although I've not got round to it in autumn. I am so here for this cover. I want this, this is my wallpaper in my office, and that would look gorgeous. I've got quite a lot of botanical art in my house. I've got a room downstairs that I call the Snug, and it's next to the kitchen. So it's not quite a living room, it's like not big enough to be a dining room, but it's where all my bookshelves live, it's where my armchair is, it's where I've got my wax melts and my candles go on. But in there I've got illustrations of mushrooms, and where it tells you what mushroom it is. I've got wildflower one and then a herb and spices, and I love that kind of old-fashioned illustrated botanical drawing. Also, I'm not going to get naked, don't worry, but I do have a couple of botanical tattoos. I don't think I can show you my arm one. No, it's up here. The goal is to have a whole arm of botanical tattoos. So yeah, so really that was a tangent. Really here for the cover of this book. But what's it about? There's no bond greater than magic. After Emily's father tragically dies, she is forced to live with the only family she has left, an aunt and grandmother in the heart of Savannah. Georgia. Sorry. I thought Georgia was the person. Georgia the place. In a house as beautiful as it is mysterious. But all is not what it seems with the Bell family. They're hiding a magical secret. When Emily meets the alluring wind, she forms a connection that feels like it was always meant to be. As the spark between them grows more powerful, her life takes an exhilarating and terrifying turn. But every step closer to him takes her a step further away from her family. Emily will soon find out that blood is always thicker than water. Also, I love a good witchy book, so really excited for The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. They're all the books that I picked up across autumn. What books have you been buying over autumn? Did you spend too much, or are you hoping to get some for Christmas? I always ask people I know for books for Christmas or book vouchers. My favourite gift to get. Leave a comment if you've read any of these books. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and particularly if you've read The Bell Witches. I'm quite eager to hear how you found this one. And until the next video, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you really soon.